turn away. But the thirst for knowledge was dry in the throat of the doctor. "Do I understand," he insisted, "that there is some mystery connected with them?" "From me," replied the other, "you understand nothing." And he lumbered down the steps and away. Be it understood that there was nothing of the gossip in Randall Byrne, but now he was paradoxically excited, and perceiving the tall form of Hank Dwight in the doorway, he approached his host. "Mr. Dwight," he said, "I am about to go to the Cumberland Ranch. I gather that there is something of an unusual nature concerning them." "There is," admitted Hank Dwight. "Can you tell me what it is?" "I can." "Good," said the doctor, and he almost smiled. "It's always well to know the background of a case which has to do with mental states. Now, just what do you know?" "I know," began the proprietor, and then paused and eyed his guest dubiously. "I know," he continued, "a story." "Yes?" "Yes, about a man and a hoss and a dog." "The approach seems not quite obvious, but I shall be glad to hear it." There was a pause. "Words," said the host at length, "is worse'n bullets. You never know what they'll hit." "But the story?" persisted Randall Byrne. "The story?" said Hank Dwight. "I may tell to my son before I die." "This sounds quite promising." "But I'll tell nobody else." "Really?" "It's about a man, a hoss, and a dog. The man ain't possible. The hoss ain't possible. The dog is a wolf." He paused again and glowered on the doctor. He seemed to be drawn two ways, by his eagerness to tell a yarn and his dread of consequences. "I know," he muttered, "because I've seen 'em all. I've seen—" He looked far, as though striking a silent bargain with himself concerning the sum of the story, which might safely be told. "I've seen a hoss that understood a man's talk like you and me does, or better. I've heard a man whistlin' like a singin' bird. Yep, that ain't no lie. You jest imagine a bald eagle that could lick anything between the earth and the sky and was able to sing. That's what the whistlin' was like. It made you glad to hear it, and it made you look to see if your gun was in good working shape. It wasn't very loud, but it travelled pretty far, like it was comin' from up above you." "That's the way this strange man of the story whistles?" asked Byrne, leaning closer. "Man of the story," echoed the proprietor with some warmth. "Friend, if he ain't real, then I'm a ghost. And they's them in Elkhead that's got the scars of his comin' and goin'." "Ah, an outlaw, a gunfighter?" queried the doctor. "Listen to me, son," observed the host, and to make his point he tapped the hollow chest of Byrne with a rigid forefinger. "Around these parts you know jest as much as you see, and a lot of times you don't even know that much. What you see is sometimes your business, but mostly it ain't," he concluded impressively. "Words is worse'n bullets." "Well," mused Byrne, "I can ask the girl these questions. It will be medically necessary." "Ask the girl? Ask her?" echoed the host with a sort of horror. But he ended with a forced restraint. "That's your business." Chapter 2